This is Algebra 1, Spring Test number 8 study guide. This is part 2, picking up on number 18. We have an expression that says 5p to the 5th t to the negative 3rd. The only thing that is being raised to a negative exponent is t. So 5 and p to the 5th are going to stay at the top. T to the negative 3rd is going to go down and become t to the positive 3rd. Number 19 says 6 over a to the negative 3rd b to the 9th. A to the negative 3rd is going to ride the elevator up, so it'll be 6 a to the positive 3rd over b to the 9th. Nothing else is negative. It stays right where it is. 12 times 4 to the negative 4th. Okay. Negative 4 to the negative 4th needs to ride the elevator and go down. 12 stays on top. 4 comes down and it's raised to the positive 4th, so 12 is going to stay on top. 4 to the 4th power is 256, and the number 4 is going to go into both of these. It's going to go into 12 3 times, and it's going to go into 256 64 times, so 3 over 64. 21 is 5 to the negative 2, 9 to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. 5 to the negative 2 has to ride the elevator. So it becomes 1 over 5 to the positive 2, and that's times 1. 5 to the positive 2 is 1 over 25 times 1. It's simply 1 over 25. All the bases are the same for number 22, 11, 11, and 11. You have negative 7, 9. I'm sorry, that's not 7. I'm sorry, it's not negative 7. It's just 7, 9, and 3. So you have something that says 11 to the 7 plus 9 plus 3. 7 plus 9 is 16, and 16 plus 3 is 11 to the 19th, which will be a great big number, so let's leave it like that. Then you have something that says 5.76 for both of these as bases. Notice they're both the same. So you add the exponents. 5.76 to the negative 7 plus 8. Negative 7 plus 8 is simply 5.76 to the first power, which is simply 5.76. 24 says t to the 9th, I'm sorry, j to the 9th times 6j to the 5th. So you have 6, because this coefficient is 1, and then you have the same base as j and j. So you add 9 plus 5, 6j to the 14th. 7x to the negative 8th times 6x to the 3rd. 7 times 6 is 42. X to the negative 8 times x to the 3rd, same base, add negative 8 plus 3 to get 42x to the 5th. 8c to the 3rd times 2d to the 6th times 2c to the 3rd. Squared. My pictures are worse than yours the way they transferred over to this program. But you multiply 8 times 2 and get 16, times 2 and get 32. So just multiplying the coefficients. Then you have c's and you have d's. So you don't add the d with these. It's c to the 3rd plus 2, which we know is c to the 5th. And then you simply have d to the 6th that just comes down. So 32, c to the 5th, d to the 6th. 27 says t to the 7th squared, a power to a power. So you multiply t to the 7 times 2 is t to the 14th. X to the 8th to the negative 2nd. You multiply x to the 8 times negative 2. X to the negative 16th. Now we can't leave it like that. You can't leave negative exponents. So it rides the elevator and it becomes 1 over x to the positive 16th. X to the 9th to the 0 times x to the 7th to the 2nd. You multiply x to the 9 times 0 is x to the 0. Anything times 0 is 0. And x to the 7 times 2 is x to the 14th. Anything to the 0 power is 1 times x to the 14th, which is simply x to the 14th. Negative h to the 4th to the 5th. Okay, here's one of those instances with this where there's a negative 1 here. So you have to raise that negative 1 to the 5th power. It's an odd exponent, so it's going to still be negative 1. And you have to give the 5th power to this one as well. So it'll be h to the 4 times 5, so it's negative 1 h to the 20th power. So it'll be negative h to the 20th power. 5n to the 7th to the 3rd, you have to give that 3rd power to the 5, so 5 to the 3rd. N to the 7 to the 3rd means 7 times 3. That's n to the 21st power. 5 to the 3rd is 5 times itself 3 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Times 5 is 125. 32 is 3xy to the 3rd squared times xy to the 6th. The 2 is going to the 3rd, 2, 3, so 3 squared. It's going to the x squared, and y to the 3rd squared is y to the 3 times 2. The other one, you're going to give the 6th power to both of these, x to the 6th and y to the 6th. So simplify this. 3 squared we know is 9, x squared, y to the 3 times 2 is y to the 6th, x to the 6th, y to the 6th. So now put your like bases together. X squared and x to the 6th, that's x to the 2 plus 6, which is x to the 8th. Y to the 6th and y to the 6th is y to the 6th plus 6 is y to the 12th. 9 x to the 8th, y to the 12th. Negative 3g squared, h to the 4th to the 3rd. The 3rd power is going to all of this. Negative 3 to the 3rd. G squared to the 3rd means times 3. And h to the 4th to the 3rd means h to the 4 times 3. The 4th power is going to everything on the other one. G to the 5th to the 4th means 5 times 4. H to the 4th to the 4th means 4 times 4. Simplify all this. Negative 3 to the 3rd is negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. G to the 2 times 3 is g to the 6th. H to the 4 times 3 is h to the 12th. G to the 5 times 4 is g to the 20th. H to the 4 times 4 is h to the 16th. Put your like bases together again. G to the 6th, g to the 20th. G to the 6th plus 20 is g to the 26th. H to the 12th and h to the 16th is h to the 12 plus 16, which is h to the 28th power. Negative 27 comes down. Negative 27, g to the 26th, h to the 28th.